Hi guys, Kieran here, brand strategist with Frawley Branding. I'm standing in front of the Glucksman Library located in the University of Limerick today. For those of you who mightn't be aware of the man behind the building, actually Lewis Glucksman. Originally he started out as a very distinguished Wall Street trader actually. He was also a trustee of New York University, and his kind of role there was to establish links with Irish universities and with NYU. So I suppose part of his legacy and his patronage and all of his philanthropy was about, leaving kind of I suppose a mark on those universities behind. And what you'd notice is that the Lewis Glucksman Gallery located in UCC was designed by O'Donnell Toomey. The one behind me now was recently refurbished and extended by RKD Architects. So his legacy still lives on. Obviously the title of today's video is Parallel Minds. And just a little, I suppose, background on myself. Originally I studied architecture and then also subsequently moved on then to marketing. So I suppose it gives me a unique perspective into both disciplines, and what I'm trying to kind of discuss today, I suppose, is the parallels between an architect and a marketer and how their methodologies and processes are actually beneath the surface quite similar. So the key takeaway message I would give you today is, design such as the one behind me or any brand you might see out in public and any perception that's out there is only as strong as the level of research that's conducted behind the scenes and the level of the quality of the strategic thought that goes on as well. So, let's talk about that. So if we're talking about marketing or branding in this instance, the marketer will conduct research and gain an in-depth understanding of customers and the business. So what we're really looking here for, as Tony discussed in one of the previous videos, is doing your research, doing your homework, interviewing customers, understanding their main challenges, their pain points, how they perceive you, where do they box you off in their mind, any areas for improvement, and uncover all of those insights. And then from a broader perspective, we're talking about, looking at the industry, doing your market research and understanding any trends, long-term trends that might affect the future of your business, and incorporate all of those insights into the strategy, which then feeds the design. Now, on the architecture side of that coin, the architect must sit down with the client, understand the vision of what they're trying to do with the build, but also most importantly, interview and understand the building's occupants. So we're looking to understand, the activities that are going to take place in these spaces, how that'll inform where the spaces are situated in the building. It might inform the lighting design, the acoustics, the circulation of the building. In other words, how people will move through the building, and should they move in a certain location, shouldn't they? So all of these insights gathered in a similar vein to the marketer will then feed the strategy, and then that strategy dictates the direction for design. Now, moving on to strategy, in marketing, obviously, positioning is the crux of real great strategic thought in marketing. So positioning your brand or your company or your product correctly in the market can make a massive difference in terms of, return on investment and everything else. Take the example of Nike. All great positioning stems down to a positioning message, which is the distillation of all of those insights that were, unearthed from the research conducted. So Nike's message was just do it. And that was just a very motivational, inspirational message to the everyday athlete to get out there and perform some athleticism. Because back in the 80s, they had to do a repositioning exercise to, Reebok were actually doing much better than them. So they needed to outmaneuver that. And they discovered through doing their research and feeding into the strategy again, that they were being perceived as, only the elitist kind of athlete's brand. So they needed to create a broader access point. So that's all about positioning and how a simple message can really accelerate growth for your business. Now, if we're looking at the strategy on the architecture side of, say, for example, this building here, I'd imagine RKD Architects and UL would have sat down, they would have understood, well, what's the strategic position here we want to take? And that position was to be the most technologically advanced library in the world. So once they understood that direction, that position they needed to take in the education marketplace, that fed the design then from RKD. And obviously, there's a lot of facilities in this building and technology that would back that up. So, we have the ARC system, which is now installed there. It's the most, I suppose, innovative system that's in any library in the world. It's the automative reserve collection, and that's all about, it's a robotic arm that'll pull out any volume that you need in an instant. Fully automated, and the benefit of that is that you can store, I think they're storing 500,000 volumes in that library and a ninth of their traditional shelving space. So if you think about that, that's a massive save in terms of resources within there. They also have fully digitalized workstations, a modern state-of-the-art reading room as well, and And again, uncovering the building occupants, i.e. the students of this building, understanding the vision and the position that University of Limerick wanted to take, that influenced the design. And I suppose that's the key message I'm trying to leave you with today. So coming into a lovely weekend, the sun is beating down on me here, so I just want to thank you for watching and have a great weekend.